up, YouTube people, and thank you so much for tuning in to Jasmine T TV. I am Jasmine T. If you haven't done so already, make sure you click on that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video or whenever I go live. And be sure to follow me on my social media. Now that we got that out the way, let me say, if I look a little tired, that's because these kids today have gotten on my last nerve, my entire last nerve. But I told you guys that I'd bring you a lighthearted and fun video, especially after last week's video. It was a bit more serious. And what's more fun and lighthearted than a story time? So today is a story time. If you watched the Creepy Men in Korea video, then you'll know that I hosted a girls' night out event in Daegu, I want to say a few months ago. It was a while back. And during that girls' night out, we went to a few bars. And in that video, I mentioned a very, very cute security guard that was working at one of the bars, and I showed you guys this picture. So today's story time is about this security guard. So the bar he works at, I've been back to this bar a few times since the girls' night event, and I've seen him there a couple of times since, but I've never said anything to him. He's working, I don't want to get him in trouble, and I'm not trying to get kicked out. So whenever I go in there and I see him, I just say to myself, there go that fine ass security guard. And that's all I ever do. I just look at him, say to myself, he fine, and I go on about my business. But recently, I was in there with a few girls, and one of the girls' name was Janae. We're gonna call her Janae, because y'all know I just love giving people fake names. And I tapped Janae on the shoulder, and I said, there go that fine ass security guard. And she asked me to point him out, which I did. And she grabbed me by my hand and dragged me over there, which I was completely fine with. And she said something to him. I don't know what she said because the music was very, very loud. But whatever she said, he smiled and looked at me. And she walked away. And I don't know if you guys have realized, but I'm not good in these types of situations, all right? Especially when the music is very, very loud. I'm the type of person, let's just exchange names and contact information and be done. We'll figure out the rest later. Because what I can't handle is like when the music is loud and somebody is just all in your ear. Like my eardrum is vibrating and I can't handle it. So like if I can hear you from here, that's fine. But if you got to be here, I can't do it. So anywho, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, smiling. I don't know what Janae has said. And so the only thing I know to say is, do you have cacao, right? And so he looks at me and he's just like, wait. And the way he said wait, I felt as if he was being a bit dismissive. So I walked away and I went back over to where Janae and them were. And when I got over there, Janae looked at me and said, why are you back over here? And I told her that he told me to wait, and she responded, so bitch, you wait. So long story short, after I realized that I probably overreacted to the whole wait situation, I do see him later in the night, and we wave at each other and we exchange contact information. Well, he puts his number in my phone, and the next day I add him on Kakao and we begin to message. And I will take this time to say, for anyone who is thinking, well, Jasmine, we thought you weren't dating anymore. We thought that you were just gonna work on yourself, personal growth, and all that good stuff. And that is absolutely true. I have less than 100 days in Korea. I'm not trying to be booed up, even though it is very, very cold outside, so it's technically cuffing season. I'm not even participating. I am my #1 priority. What I don't want to do is just sit in the house miserable. I would like to go out, meet new people, and live a little bit. Sometimes, you know, you just get a little lonely. You know what I'm saying? Just get a little lonely. Uh-oh. But like I say, the next day we're messaging or whatever, and his English seems a bit choppy. And I realized at some point he has to be using a translator. When you send me a text that says, you can go play at your house, I know that you are using a translator. Whatever you have typed in did not compute, okay? So I eventually realized that he is asking to come to my house. So we worked out that translation. He's asking to come to my house. I tell him that he cannot come, and it's not even truly my choice where I work. You know, I live on campus, And we have a very weird guest policy that makes it very difficult to have guests. So you guys already know, and for those of you who are new, I don't like it here. And the guest policy is just another one of those things on that list. Anywho, I tell him he can't come due to my school rules, blah, blah, blah. And then he invites me to his place. To be honest, you know, I ain't had a little bit of company in a minute, and I decide, you know what? I'ma go. I'ma chill, have me a nice little time. And you know, I live up in the mountains, so I have to catch like a bus and then a shuttle. He lives in town or whatever. And so I do all that later on that evening. And this is when I should have just known it was gonna be a hot mess. So he comes outside, lets me into his building or whatever. We're going up. So as soon as he opens the door, first thing he says is, "Sorry, there's no TV." I'm like, okay, cool. And then when he opens the door, there's a like normal size bed. Well, I won't even say normal, because first off, this apartment, I know Korean apartments are small, but damn, all right, it's a very small room, and there is the bathroom and what I'm assuming is the kitchen behind like this frosted glass sliding door or whatever. So like I said, there's this bed, but then there's also this pink pallet looking thing, or pink, like a twin size mattress thing. Anywho, it's pink and purple with blankets on it. And I just point to it and I'm just like, Yoja? Like, I'm like, you got a kid or something? Or like, I'm just trying to figure out, you got a kid? I don't see no toys. I mean, they could be behind the frosted glass. I really don't know. And he tells me no, that there's no kid, there's no girl, blah, blah, blah. This is the security team camp, and that another security team member sleeps there. And I'm like, okay, so you got a roommate. All right. I ain't know all that. So I'm just like, okay, so where is he? And he tells me that he's off, he's away, he left or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, so we're sitting, talking, having a good time or whatever. I mean, 60 to 70% of the time we are using translator to communicate with one another. But I mean, shit, I ain't had company in a minute, so I'm making it work. At some point, it's getting later, and his phone rings. And he answers the phone, and it turns out that it's his security guard friend, his roommate or whatever. And he was like, "Friend coming." I'm like, hold up, because you told me friend left. He said, friend job, I don't know, finish. So I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Because the metro has stopped running at this point, and it costs 40,000 won to get a taxi, something that I really wasn't trying to pay. And he just said, okay, wait. And so I don't know what they're talking about, texting, whatever. He said, no, friend coming. And I'm just like, okay. So then he's putting on his shoes, and I'm like, all right, let me put on my shoes. We open the door, and his friend is basically right there. And his friend has that look in his eyes, like that Ron Ozzy look, like what the hell is going on in my home? You know what I'm saying? I just look at him. I just go on by him. And then, so Bach is talking to him, and I start going down the steps, and Bach is just like, wait. And so now, oh, by the way, we're calling security guard man Bach. That's not his real name. So Bach is going back and forth between me and his friend, telling me to wait or whatever. I don't know what he's doing at this point. But then he comes back down a final time, and he says, come. So now we're outside. And I'm asking Bach, is there a jjimjilbang or motel or something that I can get for myself? Because I was like, is something nearby? Because, yeah, this is, I don't know what this is. So he just says, wait. He said, friend called his captain, and now his captain is angry. So I guess the captain of their security team or whatever. And he said, and he just said, and he keeps saying, wait. So at some point he gets on the phone with his captain, and his captain tells him, in Bach's words, his job die. So I'm looking like, shit. All right. That seems a bit dramatic. So you have no job now? Because, like, it seems like your job is connected to where you live. So it basically all just went downhill fast from there. So he's on the phone with his captain. He's telling me his captain is angry. He said, "Captain coming, wait." I'm like, I ain't got to wait. So, and he's like, "No, wait, together." And I'm like, look, Miguk Saram, Weguk, police? No. I don't know if your captain is affiliated with the police. I don't know what it is. Especially in Korea, if you're the foreigner in the situation, that's not a situation I want to be in. It just seems like it's not going to turn out that well for you, just because Koreans stick together so very well. And I thought to myself, I could just dip down the street, but the CCTV in Korea is so real that even if I was in trouble, they'd find me. So I didn't know what to do. So at one point, I decided to call Morris, who is a teacher at my school and a friend of mine. And Morris has been here like 3 years. He knows so much more about Korean culture than I do. So I call him and I just tell him straight up, I'm like, look, I might talk real fast and in a little bit of slang just to make sure that you're the only one who understands me. Because even though Bach's English is not great, I'm just making sure. So I tell him like, "Hey Morris, I'm out here in these streets. Oh, buddy talking about something. I need to wait." On his captain. Morris has no idea what's going on. He's just like, "Where are you?" And I really couldn't tell him without looking at a map, which was on my phone that I was using to talk to him. The time I'm on the phone with Morris, I got Bach in the background talking about some who. And I'm telling him, my friend. And he said, "Why friend? You talk to me. He's like, "You hate me. You don't trust me. You don't trust me." And I'm like, bruh, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. First off, we might need to go over what hate means, all right? And secondly, no, I like you. It's okay. I trust you. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I also need a place to sleep, and your place was choice number one, so what's really happening? And during this talk, his captain rolls up, and his captain, doesn't speak a lick of English. And I hear Bach, I guess trying to tell him who I am. So I hear words like Sung Sang Nim and Yongo Mao, English village. And then I hear like words like Miku. He puts his arm out towards me and he's like, "My girlfriend." And I turned my neck and I had to catch it, you know what I'm saying? Because I almost broke it. I looked at him so fast because I ain't really know that was the game plan. So when I tell you, it just gets weirder and weirder from here. Said that his friend left and I'm like, okay, cool. And then, so I'm thinking his captain is about to leave too. But his captain, I guess, is still angry or whatever, even though his captain doesn't look angry at all. Bach is like, "Come, we drink." I was like, "Me and you?" He's like, "Together." So all three, me, him, and the captain, we're all supposed to just now drink together. And I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll drink. So I'm using like translator and I'm like, "There's a bar or something?" And he said, "No, store." So they want to walk to the store to get drinks or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, like I'm not even going to drink anything. I'm cool with just like water, a Coca-Cola or whatever. Like I'm cool with that. So we walk to the end of this road. And I'm like, "Where's the store?" If anybody lives in Korea, then you know how cold it is right now. Like I said, this happened very recently. Please tell me why the captain changes his mind on the way to the store. So Bach is just, we're walking and Bach tells me, he says, wait. Captain change. I'm like, look, captain can go to hell. So now they want to change it to chicken. And he's like, "You want chicken?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want chicken. I want your captain to leave." I was like, "When is captain leaving?" And he says, "I don't know." I was like, "What's going on with your job?" "I don't know." Job, captain thinking. I'm like, okay, cool. So they want to go back, order chicken or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So we go back to the spot. Remember I said the friend left. So the friend's not there. So I'm thinking the captain is going to leave at some point. But we get in there. The captain takes off his shoes. He goes into the bathroom. He changes his pants. He opens the door and I see him like washing off his feet and stuff like that. And I'm thinking he's getting real comfortable. So what's really happening? And then I come to find out that he only wanted Bach to come back up and eat chicken. He wanted both of us to come up and eat chicken with him, and then Bach had to get out. Bach couldn't stay there because he had me up there. Bach doesn't know if he's gonna have a job because Captain is angry and still thinking, and Captain also tells him that he has to get out, and but I can stay. What? So I tell Bach, I'm like, hell no, I'm not staying. Like, I translate, it is strange, it is weird. No, where are you going? He's like, I don't know. He said, I walk, I just walk. I'm like, that doesn't make any type of sense. So long story short, I end up taking a nap while they eating chicken. And when Bach finishes his chicken, he walks me to a taxi, and I take a taxi back to my school. This was the shittiest, supposed to be Netflix minus the Netflix and chill thing that I've ever had. You know, the next day I had to let Morris know that I was alive because he thought that I was with the police or something like that. And there were so many things about this night that I didn't understand, and more so about the dynamics of Bach and the captain. And Morris explained to me that, you know, the Korean hierarchy is so real and a lot of people abuse it. And Bach doesn't have family. He told me that he doesn't have mother, father, he doesn't have any sisters or brothers, and that like his mother and father have passed. And so basically this job is the only thing that he has, and he's not from Daegu, he's from another city in Korea. And yeah, so it's basically like whatever the person above you says, you pretty much have to do. There really isn't any questioning it, which is very hard to do, especially if you're coming from a Western culture. Maybe hard for you to do and hard for you to understand. I did talk to Bach a couple times after that. He called me while I was in the taxi to make sure I got back and all this other kind of stuff. And I ended up talking to him maybe 2 days after that. And then I got a message, you know, he's messaging me from a computer because he lost his phone. So basically, I don't know if Bach is homeless, if he's jobless. I don't know what he has going on, but I'm just going to take my ass back to America soon. This was my failed attempt at a Netflix and chill, even though it was minus the Netflix. But then again, what Netflix and chill really has Netflix? I don't regret it. I at least got a night that I will not forget out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I will try my hardest to do a live stream this weekend. I'm going back to the US on Saturday. So if I do a live stream, it'll be Sunday at 11 a.m. Thank you guys so much for watching Jasmine TTV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.